Alright, welcome up to the woods. I'm out here tonight real quick to do some tree knocks, see if we can get a response. It's a little wet up in there, so I'm not going to go any further. I already did some knocks. I'm going to do another real loud one if I can. This tree might work. The idea of doing a tree knock is obviously to get a response to see if there's any activity out here. Um, we feel that Bigfoots communicate, shape, or form through the tree knocks. If it's a territorial thing, if it's a warning to get away, that could be the situation. Um, I'm actually at a spot where I've heard tree knocks before, and in person, and I caught one on recording. I left a recorder running all night and got a tree knock around 3 o'clock in the morning. It's so windy out tonight; it's hard to hear anything out there. I would try to walk up through that, but it's no place dry to stand when I get up in there. I'd be sloshing around making all kinds of racket. Like I said, I've had minor activity here before. It's a place I come to often. We try to take a scientific approach, which is one of the things is repeatability in the scientific method, if you're familiar with it. To go to a spot and get things to happen over and over again. And that's something we try to do here. And from time to time, like I said, we do get some sort of activity. Always seems to be in the fall, winter months. I don't know why that is. If they migrate, or maybe we're just outside in the woods earlier. In the fall and winter, it gets darker earlier. You can hear the highway off in the distance pretty good. I'm gonna try another knock on a harder tree, find a good hardwood. Heck with it, we might slosh through the water here. See if we can get stuck in the mud. That'll be fun. A little bit of dry land up here. This is the southeast, so we got to be mindful of poisonous snakes, and alligators. But it's pretty cold out right now, so I'm not too worried about them. I hear stuff all around the woods, but I'm guessing it's just the wind. Because I don't know if you can see the trees waving, but it's pretty windy out here tonight. Well, while we're out here, we want to look for eye shine. Um, Sasquatches are reported to have a red or orangish eye shine, so we're looking for that as we pan the camera and as I'm looking out over the camera. Of course, you want to hear whoops, screams, howls, wood knocks. It'd be kind of foolish to look for prints out now because it's so wet. Hope everyone checked out my video from about Gigantopithecus that was released earlier today. It's one of the possibilities of what Sasquatches might be. It's a Gigantopithecus, a remnant population of those. You can hear something sloshing in the water. I believe it was that direction. Could be a lot of things though. But there's also other possibilities of what a Sasquatch might be. Some people feel they're some kind of supernatural, paranormal being that can disappear and reappear and walk through wormholes and you know, I guess you can't rule that out not knowing exactly what they are. Um, Another theory is it's another form of unidentified primate other than the Gigantopithecus. Even some people say it's some kind of a missing link in human evolution. You know, feel free to go anywhere on my page and give your opinions. Like I said, I did a video earlier that you can go out there and look and watch the video and maybe comment about what you think it is. Or, you know, a lot of people, my wife included, think it's just complete nonsense. And, you know, I don't believe so. See, I heard something sloshing in the water again back here. The wind doesn't make the water slosh on the swamp. Could be a deer swimming through, an otter, possums, raccoons, Sasquatch. Whatever it is, it doesn't sound very big or intimidating though. Walk through this and get to that little piece of land over there. Ooh, deep. But it's just so thick up in there you can't really see anything. Do another knot. This pretty hard tree right here. Let's try that one. Some kind of funny happened here one night doing knocks. I did a knock and immediately got a response, and I got all excited. I did another 2 knocks, I believe it was, and got another one response back. But I noticed it didn't sound like a tree. It sounded like something hitting the water. Um, I quickly drew the conclusion that beavers were slapping their tails every time I would hit the tree because beavers have created most of this water up here. It used to not be this wet even after a rain, but the beavers have dammed it up in that mess somewhere. There's a thud from over here. So we've heard sloshing and a thud. Not too far up in that direction, there's some drier land. It's actually up in there. Over there, it stays pretty wet for several miles, and some of it gets very deep. I actually had a game camera out there for a while and caught some pretty interesting things. No Bigfoot related stuff, but a bobcat, coyotes, all kinds of cool forest creatures. And I'm going back to tree knocks. And, as we say that, we feel that's a way the Sasquatch communicate. Maybe warnings, maybe a territorial thing, maybe a quick hello from one to another. And when you're out in the woods, I know I've done quite a few of them tonight, but it's something you really don't want to overdo as you're looking for a Bigfoot. Same thing with howls. You don't want to overdo it. And I don't believe that the Sasquatch think that we are another one communicating with them. I think more times than not, they're playing with us. The people who get screams and howls and all that back. And a lot of that might be trying to intimidate us and get them out of here, or get us out of here. Get whoever's doing that gone from their area. I want to see one so bad, and I won't say too brave. I'm too stupid. To get away. If I was to hear that right now, I'd want to run towards it. I would be the guy that got zapped up by the UFO if I saw one, because I'm just curious. I grew up loving this kind of stuff, and I'm passing it on to my grandsons now. Because I truly believe there's something out here. And I think all over North America, people are in close proximity to them more than they realize. Next weekend we'll do this. I'm hoping I'm going to have a IR camera set up by then. And we might need to go someplace else different to use that, because it's pretty thick up in here. But there are spots that aren't quite so thick. I just don't know if an IR camera would pick up much body heat up in here tonight, with how thick and brushy everything is. Oh, excuse me. Got my foot stuck in a hole. But these wetlands have a natural beauty to them, though. I think a lot of people don't appreciate that. It's actually a very cool ecosystem. water that flows through rivers goes through wetlands like this, and it actually filters that water out before it gets dumped into larger lakes and oceans, which is really cool how that operates. So areas like this, little swampy areas, are important to the environment, filtering out water. If you don't believe me, I don't know if you can see it, but right there is trash. It looks like maybe an orange juice bottle, and who knows how far that's come away. That could be from miles away, or it could be ours. Who knows who that belongs to? I'm not walking out there, but it looks very deep out in there, and I already have on knee-high mud boots, so yeah, I'm not going out there. But wetlands are very cool places. A lot of cool things live out here. Otters, which otters are one of my all-time favorite animals. They're so cool to watch if you ever get the opportunity, or even if you get a chance to see them on TV. Otters are just the most fun, playful, happy-go-lucky things in this world, and I love them. And another thing I love is birds, and this is a great place to watch birds, see birds. Um, water birds, the blue herons, egrets. Um, Out here, there's also a lot of northern flickers, red-bellied and red-headed woodpeckers. The pileated woodpeckers are out here a good bit. Um, I don't know why there wouldn't be an ivory-billed woodpecker out here. I know they're supposed to be extinct, but every once in a while, people have sightings of them in Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, all over the southeast and deep south. So why wouldn't they be out here in a swamp just like this one? Because this is the type of environment that ivory-billed woodpeckers used to inhabit by thousands, until human encroachment moved in on them and supposedly done them away. But like I said, there's still the occasional sighting of an ivory-billed woodpecker. So if anything, when you go out Bigfoot hunting, you get to see other wildlife. Not maybe when you're out at night, but you can do this in the daytime. And I highly recommend, if you're going to go out looking for Bigfoot, that wherever you're going to go, you go in the daytime first and kind of walk the area and understand what it's like. I heard another slosh out there. I'm so busy running my mouth, not being quiet like I should be. Anyway, walk the area, get familiar with it, learn the terrain before you go out there at nighttime and just be fumbling around in the dark with nothing but a flashlight or a headlamp like I'm wearing to guide your way. Because you never know what you're going to get into. But when you're out there, scouting out the area, did you hear that? That was a possible knock. Could have been two limbs hitting each other with the wind. And I don't really know what direction it came from. My guess would be it was two limbs hitting each other because of the wind, but anyway, when you're out there in the daytime scouting out an area, that gives you a good opportunity to see the wildlife that's out there, the birds and other woodland creatures that are out there. You might see some deer. And it's also, what was that? Um, you also don't see too much of it on YouTube, on television. But this is an activity that you can do with your family, with your kids, with your grandkids. It really is. It's no more dangerous than hiking or going out hunting. And people take their kids doing that stuff all the time. Camping, you know, we're going to be going on a camping trip here shortly in a few months. And my two grandsons, Axel and Brady, I'm sorry, Brady's one of my sons. Axel and Dylan are going to be there with us. And it's just camping. Yeah, I'm going to be running a Bigfoot investigation while we're there. And they're going to be involved in it. I'm hoping my wife will be involved in it, the skeptic that she is. I just seen light through there. White eye shine. Let's see if we can get that on camera. Owl maybe. Look too high up to be a deer. Anyway, Brady must be thinking about me. I said his name. I have two sons, JD and Brady. They're both adult kids now, good guys, good fellas. And JD and his fiance have two wonderful little boys that mean the world to me and my wife, and to them as well. Let me walk over here where I saw that eye shine. Excuse me, and I'm spastic with the camera. But they'll be with us on that camping trip, because that's, anytime you're out in the woods doing something like that, it's basically camping or hiking or hunting or scouting, whatever you want to call it. You're just, doing things that you're hoping will draw on Bigfoot. Are they dangerous? Bigfoot? It's possible. But there's a lot of things in the woods that are dangerous. And it's, being aware of that and knowing your surroundings and being prepared for that danger. A lot of people are going to disagree with what I'm about to say. And I'm sorry if you disagree, but I guess we'll have to agree to disagree. I don't think it's wise to be out in the woods without some form of protection, as far as a firearm or machete or something, because you never know what you're going to run into. You should have some sort of protection to protect you from things. And I hope that doesn't offend anybody, but it's, for people who actually live in or around the woods or visit the woods a lot, that's just, we understand that that's the way it is. There's a lot of things in the southeast where we operate it from that, could potentially hurt you pretty bad in the woods. So you got to be mindful of that at all times. I have no place to stand to get a good view up in there. But where that eye shine came from, it's not knee deep with water. It came from up in there somewhere. But like I said, it was white eye shine. bullfrogs. You know, big old bullfrog up in there somewhere. Enjoying this warm snap of weather we had. Supposed to start cooling off again now. Like I was saying, don't be afraid to take your kids out here. And do things like this with them. There's no reason this can't be a family-friendly activity. And I hope this channel is going to prove that. And prove that, you know, Bigfoots are real. That's my two goals with this channel, is prove Bigfoot's real and show that it's family-friendly, or it can be. Start heading my way out of this mud hole. So if the camera is kind of sporadic, it's just because this mud is about an inch deep when I step into it. But if it's your first time here, I know there's not a lot of viewers right now, but if it's your first time, go check out the channel. There's some stuff up there I'm proud of. See some videos of me, see what I look like, meet my grandkids. See some of the fun I've had with AI videos. Obvious AI videos. I'm not going to try to fake any evidence on here. Never would I fake evidence. I'm not going to dress up somebody in a gorilla suit. I'm not going to try to pass off AI as real. I'm not going to have fake howls, wood knocks. You know, I know there's a lot of TV shows and YouTube channels that every time they go out, they somehow just get all this activity. That's not the way it is. And anyone who's ever been hunting knows that that's not how it is. Wow. I don't know if you could hear that, but if it was loud. It didn't really sound like a tree falling, because there was no splash, and it didn't sound like two limbs that hit each other. I'm going to take a step up here. Didn't really sound like a traditional wood knock either. I'm going to do a wood knock though. See if we get a replay of whatever that was. All right, water's starting to seep over my boot. I need to get out of this hole. This is an example how bad I want to find evidence of Sasquatch. I am not afraid of snakes. I am terrified of snakes. Even a little green snake, I turn into instant crybaby if there's a snake around. I see a snake in the yard, I will bravely go get my wife so she can get rid of it. But for this, I will, go knee deep in a swamp. Trying to get some sort of Bigfoot activity. It's funny because me and my grandsons were out here the last 2 nights. Me and Dylan did a live Friday night from the other side of this property, and we were out there in our short sleeve shirts. And Axel and I came out here last night just for not too long, maybe 30 minutes tops. We just cut a quick video, and we were in thin jackets. Tonight I'm out here in a hoodie, and I'm cold. It's funny how fast this weather blew in, and this wind is frigid. I don't know what the noise was up in there. Like I said, in and around this property, we see a lot of deer, ducks, all kinds of both water birds and songbirds, migratory birds, um, possums, raccoons. We've caught bobcats on cameras before. That was kind of an odd sound there too. Came from up in there. That's a dog. That's a hound dog barking. Okay. Um, Coyotes. That's just things we've seen. That's a hound dog off in the distance. As I was saying, I'm not going to fake evidence. I want people to believe me whenever I say that I've saw a Bigfoot. I want them to know that I've truly saw a Bigfoot. Oh, frogs are really singing tonight. Anyway, I think I'm about to wrap this up and walk out of here, which would be a lot easier without this camera in my hand, or the phone, rather. But I want to thank everyone for watching, and we'll do this again sometime soon, I hope. Maybe I'll have some IR technology by then. It's on the way. I just got to wait for it to get here. Go check out the channel. If you would, give us a subscribe if you would, please. Hopefully you'll like what we're doing. And it's still in the starting stages. There's a lot more to come. I'm hoping everyone will help us build that up. Thanks for watching.